So, Chhat Puja in your family, do you guys
Yes,
do
sir.
this?
Yes. Yes.
All right. It must be a
Guys do.
busy weekend from tomorrow.
Okay. So it's a holiday from tomorrow, sir. Tomorrow onward.
I'm the Rakshas in the family. They have to avoid me during the festivals. Otherwise, I'll just spoil their food. I have full intentions. Why not? I think we do. We actually sometimes we are so greedy that we don't see the rationale, you know, logic there. But okay, those people who are saying that we will, hello Sabah, hello
Good.
Rukaiya, good evening. Those who want to believe what I don't want to believe, they're doing it because they have this greed that, and I know what I'm doing, because they think by doing this, they will ensure the well-being of the family, financial well-being, you know, health, well-being in terms of health as well. Yeah. And the question, they're being greedy. Okay.
I think so.
Isn't it fun to do something that people don't want you to do? Who, who, your friends? Yeah, after Diwali, every house is washed. I like the rituals, I will say. They make sense to me. At least once a year, you clean your entire house, which is great. Ah, come on. Who said garlic can be bad for your health? Tell me one scientific journal that tells you that avoiding garlic even for 10 days, 5 days is good for you. Show me one journal, please. I will accept it. I never understand the point of lesson pyaz, avoiding lesson pyaz, It doesn't make sense to me at all. Yes, I know garlic is an aphrodisiac. So if you're a married person and you don't want to sleep with your wife or husband, self control is enough. You don't have to avoid eating garlic. Basically, I know Panditji told me long time ago that we avoid eating garlic because garlic is an aphrodisiac. It brings into you the sexual desires and all feelings. It gives a boost to those feelings. So if you want to stay without those thoughts for a few days, then stay away from garlic. It helps. I said, good. What about onion? Onion is not an aphrodisiac. garlic is. What's the point of leaving onion? What's wrong with the onion? What crime or sin has onion done that you avoid it? Why did you have a feeling of regret? If your mom got upset because of you, then you have a reason to feel sad, or your mom got upset. Hmm. So congratulations to all of you guys for a lovely victory yesterday. For a few minutes, the mood was tense. We started to feel a little bit, unsure. I felt more relieved when Michelle got out. As long as he was there, I was not sure. And when he took that guy Siraj for 20 runs in 1 over, our heart was in our mouth. That anything could happen. Another over of 20 runs, and things could have changed quite a bit. It was good. It was good preparation for a difficult match for the final. They aren't bowler? No, I don't think so. It was a batting pitch. It was a batting pitch. They managed to do well. The only thing that we need to do is ensure that if Siraj is in a good frame of mind. If he loses his confidence because of what happened yesterday, 20-run over, then things will be difficult. But if he comes back with the same belief that he's a world-class bowler and he can take wickets, then things would be fine. The problem is if he gets a big wicket early, in the final, it will be so good for his confidence. And if he goes for 10, 15 runs in the first over, then India will struggle big time because of him alone. I don't know if they might change the winning combination, for the last match. They might think of having Ravi Chandra Ashwin. However, I don't want that. Keep going with the same winning combination. It's doing great because they have a lot of confidence in Sky that even if we get out, there is a pure batsman who can score not only according to the situation, he can switch gears as well. In the last overs, Sky can make big shots. He can hit big shots. So I think this confidence gives freedom to the batsmen who are playing, that there are good batsmen to come to follow. When they feel that there is nobody behind, then they start to play defensively. So all the batsmen are expressing themselves aggressively because they know there is somebody else behind me, as competent as anybody else. As Shoaib Akhtar said very correctly, that Virat Kohli's job is very easy right now because he has got wonderful players batting before him, wonderful players batting after him. So this situation suits his batting style. He does not like hitting big sixes in the early part of his innings. He comes, takes singles, twos, gets settled, and that kind of batting style is really like Rohit Sharma said, he's the backbone of the Indian team batting because he doesn't take many risks. He plays normal cricket and scores good amount of runs, hundreds, 89, 80s. So other batsmen can come and play knocks like Shreyas Iyer did. If you understand, different players have different roles to play. Shreyas Iyer and Rahul are supposed to play aggressively when the couple of batsmen in the first part, they do well. And if they don't do well, they should come and build the innings. So because yesterday we were doing fine, there was only 1 wicket down. So they came and started, hitting. Rahul was very unhappy when he was 10 runs in 13 balls or something like that. He wanted to score more runs. And eventually when he finished, he was striking at nearly 200 runs, 200, 39 runs. So yeah, exactly. That's what they're supposed to do, number 5 and number 6. Yes, yes, yes. Somehow he was just not able to. Yeah. It's not always very easy. Yeah. Yes. It was a good match, definitely. Huh. Uh, it was not his decision. Oh, okay. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yeah, that was good. Yeah, they didn't want to make the mistakes as Afghanistan did against that guy. So what do you think? They have not scored many runs today. South Africa only 200 runs. What do you think? 220 runs. It is going to be maximum 212 for 9. 3 more balls to go. Are you sure? Australia and South Africa semi-final 1999. Yeah, I
Miller is
remember that.
doing very well, sir.
Who is doing very well?
Miller,
Miller got
David
out
Miller.
after scoring a century. He,
Yes,
he
sir.
he wanted to stay till the end and take the score to 230, 240 maybe. Those 20, 30 runs, I don't know, can matter maybe. Because it's not a batting pitch, clearly. Because South Africa have, maybe because they lost too many wickets in the early part of the innings, that's why they couldn't really score. What do you think about the pitch? Oh, yeah, it's over. All out for 212. Oh, okay. Oh, they couldn't play their 50 overs. Hmm. You never know. You've only seen half of the match. Remember when India won the first World Cup against West Indies? They had scored only 183 runs in the final. And the West Indies were a great team of the time. Okay. And nobody had expected that India would come back into the second innings and bowl them out and become the world champion. They did it. So don't dismiss in cricket. Cricket is becoming popular in many other countries. It's becoming more and more popular because cricket is unpredictable. On one day, a batsman scores a century, another day, he gets out for a zero. So this is what makes cricket exciting. You never know. Sometimes yesterday it looked like New Zealand were going to chase 398, and today you might see Australia, struggling to chase 212, 13. The exciting part of cricket is this: you cannot be sure what is going to happen. Okay, we are going to carry on with what we were doing. I think in the practice book there was one page which we didn't check, no? Yeah, we'll do that quickly. What page number? Review section. Grammar. Underline the correct form of the verb. Why are you working so hard these days? Because I'm going to buy a house, so I need to save as much as I can. 2, don't buy chocolates for John's Joanne's birthday. She's on a diet. Okay, I'll get her some flowers then. All of these. Mom, can you drive me to Kevin's house? Mom, can you drive me to Kevin's house? Sorry, love, I'm really busy. Ask dad. I'm sure he'll take you. He'll take you there. Yeah. Okay. 4. Why have you got so many stamps? Because I'm going to post my Christmas cards. 5. What will you do? What are you doing this afternoon? Which is correct? What are you doing this afternoon? B says, I'm thinking of go to the cinema. I'm thinking of
Thinking of going
which
to the
one?
cinema.
I'm thinking of going to the cinema. Okay.
Oh
Oh
no,
no, I have
I
spilled
have
my
spilled
tea.
my- Don't worry.
Spill. S-P-I-L-L, spill is a verb. The V2
It's
is spilled.
spilled.
Spilled. Okay. I've spilled my tea. Don't worry.
Don't worry,
Please.
I'll clean it.
I'm
I will
going
clean it up.
to. Don't worry. I'll clean it up. Don't worry. I'll clean it up.
I'll clean it up.
Whose wedding will you go to? Are you going to?
Whose
My
wedding are
brother.
you going to? My
Are you
brothers.
going to?
Are you going to?
8. I'm looking forward to number 8.
I'm looking forward to having some. Having some.
Everybody, I'm looking forward to
I'm looking forward to have a lie
Imrana
in
beta,
on Sunday.
Have a lie. I'm
I'm
looking
looking
forward to
Sanjeev,
have a lie on Sunday.
forward.
Sarita, Sabah. I'm looking forward to
Have a lie. Have a lie in on Sunday.
okay. You guys perhaps need to be a little more focused on the new information you get here in the class. Okay. It's not nice to forget what you studied. Take a look. Right here, you studied this. Look forward to doing something. Verb pattern. Look forward to doing something. Where is that? Take a look here. Looking forward to not return.
Returning to
Okay.
my job.
This is something that a lot of people do not get right. A lot of people make this mistake. This is a common mistake, guys. Common error. This is a common
Common
error.
error.
Very common error. Not only a common error, very common error. Okay. So I'm looking forward to
So having a lie in on Sunday.
Having a lie
forward to having a lie-in on Sunday. Me too. I'd like to
I would like to sleep
sleep
until
midday.
until midday.
I'd like to sleep until midday. Match the sentences, sentence hubs. I put 1.
Down.
Down my phone.
Down
I
my
put down my
phone
phone
and
and
now
now
I
I
can't
can't
find
find
it.
it.
2. Can I try?
Can I try?
Can I try on this dress,
Dress,
please?
on this dress, please.
Can I
3.
try on
Who's
this
going
clothes,
to look?
please?
Who's going to look after the children?
Yeah, who's
While
While
you
going
are away.
while you are away?
going to look after the children while you're away? Who's going to look after the children while you're away? 4. You look cold. Come in.
Take down the
And take off your coat
Sit
and sit by the fire.
sit by the fire.
Sit by the fire. By the fire means near the
Near the
Near the
fire.
fire.
By the fire.
Five.
Can you turn
On the
on the
light.
light? It's really dark in here.
Yeah.
6. I'm really tired.
I think I
I will
will
lie
lie
down on the
I
down
lie
sofa
down on the
and
sofa
watch TV.
and watch TV.
TV.
You guys did the reading. What are her definite plans? What is she not sure about? What are her hopes, ambitions, and dreams? Answer. And if you haven't read, then I'll, postpone it for another day. Have you read? Read the text and be prepared to answer the questions. I'll ask you when we meet the next day, next time. Okay, exercise 2 and 3 were your homework. I'm going to ask you to do the same thing, 2 and 3 only, not 4 and 5, only 2 and 3. This girl looks like a cousin of mine. Her name is Pamli. She gives, she reminds me of her. My cousin Pamli is Indian. She isn't, so clearly they are very different. But her features make me think of my cousin Pamli. The way she laughs, the biggest smile she has. So don't forget to do this, exercise 2 and 3. Okay. Now, history repeats itself. We discussed this some days ago. Did you? Did you discuss it with me? History repeats itself. What happened in history will happen again.
Yeah.
History repeats itself. Why? Why is it true? Do you try to understand? I thought about it. Why is it that history repeats itself? Because human beings have the same weakness. So what happened in the past will happen in the future as well, because human beings are not changing. When we have evolved to another level, then history will stop repeating itself. History is made by our actions. Our actions are dependent on our strengths and weaknesses, our attitudes, our personality, characteristics, the personalities that we have. So human beings are very similar. Their weaknesses and strengths have not changed. Okay. So history repeats itself. It's a very common thing. If we have learned one thing from history, then that is that we don't learn from history. I read it somewhere. If we have learned one thing from history, that is we don't learn from history. अगर हमने हिस्ट्री से एक चीज सीखी है तो ये कि हम लोग हिस्ट्री से सीखते नहीं. Okay, that's a funny sentence, confusing as well. What period in history are the people role playing? You can clearly see these people are role playing somebody. Okay, some people. Tell me, what period in history are the people role playing? Any ideas? Take a look. There was a time, this is how people went to a war. Okay, yes, this is how. Okay, huh? Yeah, ancient history, very good answer. इसमें right wrong answer नहीं होता है. वो जो आप
I
बोले
think
वो
it was
दूसरे का
from
answer सुनना.
the great Alexander Great. That answer.
Maybe
times.
a
Yeah.
couple of 100 years before Christ, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me tell you one thing. It's very good that you watch these things for improving your English. But remember, watching such shows is not an alternative to, your school classes and studies. Okay? Don't try to learn history watching serials. Okay? I was watching this Z5 series. So it is about Babur and Humayun and Akbar. What is the series called? The the Taj. Okay, Taj. The Taj or Taj, something like that. Okay. Um, there was a scene which which implied that Akbar was behind the murder of who was his guide when Akbar became a king at age 14. He could not handle Bairam Khan. So such people are called, in English there is a word, uh, what is the word for them? Regents. Okay, regent. Okay. So Bairam Khan, that serial implied that Akbar was behind the killing of Bairam Khan. All right. Now, if somebody who hasn't studied history would start to believe that Akbar was behind the killing of Bairam Khan, well, nobody knows how he died, actually. His death was a little controversial, it is true. His death was a little controversial. To conclude that Akbar was behind his death is like stretching your imagination too far to come to that conclusion. You cannot produce evidence to claim that Akbar was behind his killing. It could be your imagination. Yes, it is true Akbar was unhappy with Bairam Khan. It is true Akbar wanted Bairam Khan to, leave so that he could exercise his own authority, because Bairam Khan was making decisions on his behalf because he was a young boy. Whether it was 400 years ago, 4,000 years ago, or today, if you are 17 years old, 16 years old, and somebody in their 40s or 50s is guiding you, they can easily manipulate you. They can easily, work on their agenda through you. That is what Bairam Khan was doing. Akbar realized it because he was a smart guy, okay? And that's why he got rid of him, true. But that serial Taj implied that Akbar also raped a woman. And who was that girl he raped? What is that name? Anarkali, okay? So, the serial takes a lot of liberty. It's not, it writes clearly, it is not historic. Okay? They are taking a lot of, where is that evidence that Akbar did that? Raped Anarkali. How do you know? Okay, so you're using your imagination, you're stretching your imagination to come to such conclusions. Okay, so watching series cannot be an alternative to studying history. Somebody will say, "Oh no, I don't enjoy studying history. I'll watch historical, series and grow my knowledge." No, that's not going to work, sir. Okay, moving on. Serials and movies, directors always take their liberty. Okay, when a movie claims that it is based on historic events and claims to be factually correct, even then you have to take it with a pinch of salt. Why do even histories, historical events, people don't agree on them. There are historians who do not know whether Puru, Porus, the Indian king in Punjab, lost the war or he didn't lose the war. There are multiple narratives to the same event. So there is no point in reading history. That's why we don't learn from history. Okay, if you go to England and read about the colonial era, you will read something so different from what you have been told in India. In England, they will teach you that England came here to teach Indian civilizations because Indians were very uncivilized people. There were so many bad practices in our society. To a certain extent, that was right. To a certain extent, that was right. But they can't really claim that was all the truth. And what we say that they exploited us, that is absolutely true as well. But it is also true that they definitely impacted our society in more ways than one. Yes. Yeah, absolutely. That's the worst thing. And the problem is but when somebody lies completely, it's easy to, highlight that they're lying. It's easy to point out that they're lying. Their own prime minister, Imran Khan, made a comment about what happened in Bangladesh, because Pakistanis are taught that Bangladesh became Bangladesh because of India's involvement. They put the whole blame on India. They say Bangladesh had no problems with Pakistan. Okay? Pakistan had no problems with Bangladesh. India created the problem. Okay? And they put the whole blame on India. And what happened to this narrative? This is a fake narrative, 100% fake narrative. So what happened? Imran Khan himself accepted, because he was angry with the army. What you did in Bangladesh, you're trying to do with me. What does that mean? What does that mean? What you did with Bangladesh, you are trying to do with me. It means the truth is the Pakistani forces did atrocities in Bangladesh, and that's why India had to get involved. There are two films, amazing films, okay? One called Mujib, recent films. They were made like 15 days ago. They released 15, 20 days ago, I think. One is called Mujib. Mujib was the first prime minister of Bangladesh. Actually, I don't know. My history knowledge is poor. I know he won the election, Mujibur Rahman. I don't know what happened to him, whether he was killed or what, I don't know. And another movie, again about Bangladesh. It is called Pippa. Okay, both the films are amazing. Watch them. It is about how and why Bangladesh was created. I don't know why certain topics were untouched for such a long time. 1971, Bangladesh was created, and it took them 50 years to make a movie about it. Why? Yeah. Now, what period in history are the people role playing? I understand that we guys do not know much about history, so if you do not have an answer, like he said, ancient history. Okay, thank you. Somebody said, I think it is about the time when there was Alexander. Okay, so maybe it is 200, 300 years before Christ, BC. All right, maybe somebody might say, I think it is about the time, different answers. There isn't a what, because the question is, what period in history are the people role playing? You have to make guesses. Now, a historian might answer this question more correctly, because they will know the style, they will know the style of the helmet, they will know the style of the armor, and these, what are
Shield.
these called?
Shield.
Shields. Okay, shield. Okay, these are called
Shields.
shields. Okay, so when they look at it all, they might, and an expert might be able to tell you more precisely which period they are role playing. Okay. Okay. Now, why do you think they're doing this? They might be doing it for a movie.
Yeah.
They might be doing it for a, series. They might be
A
actors,
documentary.
or they might be doing it just to remember their history. Sometimes people do something of this kind as well, just to remember their history. Yeah. Which period in history do you find interesting and why? Very good, interesting question. Which periods in history do you find interesting and why? Why? As a student, you had to memorize the dates, and that was too much, right? Very boring task. I agree.
And I think why I will remember when Baba came to India, when he fought, why should I remember?
Yeah.
But now I understand. Okay.
Who was Babur?
Babur was Akbar's son.
Mughal invader. The first Mughal invader who came from
Mhm.
Uzbekistan. Who was Genghis Khan? He is called Genghis Khan as well in English. Some people might pronounce it Genghis Khan. Yeah. He was a Mongol invader.
He was
Invaders.
Mongol invader.
Yeah.
He came from Mongolia.
Okay. He came from Mongolia. All right.
Yes.
Who was Sher Shah? Sher Shah was an Afghan. I won't use the word invader with him. Yes. I will not use the
Why?
word invader with him because he did not invade India. Sher Shah did not invade India. That's why. Invade means you understand, attack. Okay. And which periods in history do you find it interesting and why? Is there a period that you find interesting, guys, that you want to know more about? Don't, it doesn't matter. It's not a history class that you have to give me the technical name. Come on. Be real. You have to just tell me which periods in history. You can refer to that period with the name of a king or with the name of some traditions or anything. Doesn't matter. If there is a period that you are interested in, that you find interesting, talk about it. Let me know. I find that history more interesting, which we know very little about. For me, this history, last 1,000 years history, is not interesting at all because we know everything about it. What happened, it's all written. We have written account of it all. What happened, how it happened, we have all written accounts. Okay, well, uh, there is Babar Nama. Whatever happened in his time is all mentioned in his Babar Nama. Then there is Akbar Nama. Whatever things happened during his lifetime, it's all mentioned there. So I know all these things because this is known. I don't find it interesting. But things that we do not know about, what happened back then, that's what I want to know about. For example, why this Harappa disappeared? Why did this Harappa disappear? If it was such a high, civilized society with the people who lived in two-story buildings. In Harappa, people had two-story buildings, two floors, ground floor and the first floor. Imagine this, okay? 3,000 years ago, 4,000 years ago, they had two-story buildings. Amazing, isn't it? And they had underground drainage system. Why did it all disappear? If I think about it, I mean, you reached that level, okay? And then a time came, a phase came when you were living in small houses. What happened to those big houses? It's like, it means something happened to that civilization, completely wiped out it was, okay? Imagine if today's civilization is wiped out completely, we'll have to start all over again. We'll have to go live in the caves again, not caves maybe, we'll have to live in the small houses because we'll have lost all the technology and everything, okay? Imagine it is possible or not. Imagine there is a bad nuclear war, okay? And they destroy everything, all universities, all big cities, and only small villages, distant, remote villages are left, a few in every country. Those people who know nothing other than farming, other than building simple houses. If they are only left alive on Earth, then to reach this level again, where we can have nuclear weapons again, where we can make aeroplanes again, it will take lots of time, won't it? So I'm curious about what happened. Why were they wiped out? What happened? Because it happened only 3,000, 2,000, 4,000 years ago. It's not 50,000, 60,000 years ago. Why don't we have any written account of it? when are we going to decipher, understand the scripts that we have found from Harappa, from Mohenjo-daro? When are we going to understand and decode all that? That's what I find interesting, and I want to know more about it. So anyone makes videos about these things, I watch them, I try to read, but again, we have very little knowledge, everybody speaks from their own, again, imagination when they say something more. Mm. But yeah,
Sir,
I'm
I
very
like to
interested.
Sir, I like to Akbar period of history because Akbar had Nauratans and they are very talented as a Tansen, Mansingh, Birbal.
Hmm. I want to ask you, Sabah, because you are an adult, okay? So I will do this logic with you. I will do this thing with you. Is it a special thing that a king called his own people Navratan? I mean, it's common sense that people, okay, hey, listen, Ravi Shastri, when he was the coach of the Indian team, India lost 3-1 where? In Australia. And he said, this is the best Indian team ever. So, Sabaji, tell me one thing. When Ravi Shastri said it is the best team ever, people all started, criticizing him that he is being biased. He was the coach. So he said that team was the best team ever. So why did he do that? It is human nature to call those things which are associated with you better, to rate them higher. So he called them Navratan. Were they Navratan? What was special about them? Ratan means, you understand, jewel, right? Precious stone. What was special about Mansingh? What was special about Birbal? Tell me what contribution they have made in this human civilization. Please tell me. Just because Akbar called them Navratan, you find them interesting. Do you see any impact on your life today because of Akbar's Navratan? Just because Akbar called them Navratan, they became Navratan. What was special about them? Now, please answer, Sabha. See how I do debates and how I destroy people's arguments. Navratan. If somebody else called them Navratan, I would say, fine. I call you guys the best English speakers in the world. So you guys become the best English speakers in the world because I'm your teacher. Hare bhaiya, Saab, these people sat in his court, in Akbar's court. So when he called them Navratan, he tried to elevate the value of his own court by calling them Navratan. ये तो ऐसा हो गया कि हम तुम्हारा कुछ बढ़िया बोल दे, तुम मेरा कुछ बढ़िया बोल दो, हम दोनों का इज्जत ऊपर चला जाए. So ये this is बाकी तो बेवकूफ होंगे अगर they fall in this trap. Okay, so this is, I don't know, Sabaji doesn't think very independently. That's why he said that. But I understand you find that period interesting. Very good. Navratan. Okay. Who else were the Navratans, guys? Khane Khana, Bairam Khan son. Okay. And
Tansen.
Tamsen. People say that Tamsen could, his singing could make the rain, and he could also fire a candle, I mean a light, with his singing. He could melt rock with his singing. Townsend was such a great singer. He could melt rocks with his singing. भाई साहब, अकबर साहब नहीं पिघल गए, इस बड़ा बढ़िया हुआ, वो पत्थर से ही मजबूत रहे होंगे. समझो, बात समझो. नहीं, गौर करो, उसने पत्थर पिघलाया, बाकी लोग जो सुन रहे थे बच गए. They were stronger than.
Yeah, oh my God.
I love doing this. Okay, which periods in history do you find interesting? Ask anyone from Italy. Okay, they'll say, oh, the Roman period. They will say, the Roman
The Roman period.
Oh, amazing. Because Roman period was the period when Italy was the center of the world in a way. Because Roman Empire Roman means Rome's related. Roman, Indian matlab. India's related. Rome was the capital city of Italy. So that thing that was related to Rome was called Roman. So
Roman.
Roman Empire. Of course, they have a lot of pride for Roman Empire. Okay? So they will find that period interesting, obviously. I would like to know about the times we do not know about, like I said, and not 50,000 years ago. Maybe recently. It's almost impossible to know what happened 50,000 years ago. We have our conjectures, we have our assessments, based on evidences that we have, of human, I will say, civilization and evolution and everything. But I'm more interested in periods 3,000, 4,000 years. There is a city in Turkey, I think, or Iran, in Turkey perhaps. It is considered a city which is the oldest city in the world. Google, the oldest city in the world. Now it is 10,000, 12,000 years old. I would like to know more about that. I find that interesting to know about it. Like, so curious, interesting, maybe I'm mixing up things here. Interesting means you like reading about them, okay? Yeah, and then curious means you want to know more about it, okay? You don't know, but you want to. They can be similar as well, they can be different. So, yeah. I read
Actually, it
a
is in
long time.
Syria, sir.
In Syria,
The
sorry.
oldest city.
Yes,
Yeah.
I was mixing up. I was not getting the name right. Which city is it called, Karam? It was in Syria.
Damascus.
Damascus.
Yeah.
Is it the oldest city in the world?
It's
Damascus.
11,000 years old.
Mesopotamia civilization, that started there in that region, Mesopotamia, the oldest civilization. Do you know something? A lot of things written today in religious books come from the beliefs of the Mesopotamia people. A lot of things Mesopotamia people believe are still there, till date, in many different religions. Those things, like idea of hell, heaven, all these things come from Mesopotamia civilization. These things existed back then as well. It's slight changes, you see. And over time, people made changes to these ideas, and we have what we have today. So Mesopotamia's culture, civilization, I would love to learn about that, how different. And there are some more, Sumerian civilization. And these are the things we know very little about. I would love to know about these things. No, sir. He's asking if I'm a history, graduate. I had to do graduation in English because I wanted to continue my teaching career. And Nitish Kumar said, if you don't have a degree, you will not be able to run even your private institute. So I must get the certificate then.
So we can do graduation in bachelor degree, right?
Yes.
So we can do graduation in English also.
What do you mean we can do graduation in English? Be in English, be in history, be in everything. Come on.
So we can all degree, bachelor degree.
No, BA, simply bachelor in
Sir,
arts, and you have to choose your subject. Yes. Yes,
books
dear.
are available on internet, sir. The story of the first civilization from
If you
Mesopotamia
have
to the
access,
Aztecs.
if you have access, please share with me, okay, the links. Otherwise, I'll
Oh,
search when I feel like, yeah, of course.
okay, sir.
So this unit is going to be very important for you all. Okay, why? Because this will help you with the present perfect. That is the most confusing tense, and rightly so, not your fault. If it is the most confusing tense in English, rightly so. But for Hindi speakers, it should not be that difficult. Because in Hindi, we have a present perfect. We have two sentences. Listen to these two. मैंने उसे देखा, मैंने उसे देखा है. मैंने उसे देखा, मैंने
देखा
उसे
है.
देखा है. Now, are they not expressing two different ideas, guys?
Yeah, they are.
मैंने शेर को देखा, शेर ने मुझे देखा, मैंने कुछ नहीं कहा, शेर ने भी कुछ नहीं कहा. All right. Okay. ठीक है, I was trying to be a bit funny there, but basically मैंने शेर को देखा, and now say मैंने शेर को देखा है. Now, are they equivalent, interchangeable, these two sentences, or they are not, in your opinion? जहां आप बोलेंगे मैंने शेर को देखा, जहां आप बोलेंगे मैंने शेर को देखा है, क्या दोनों को उलट पलट कर सकते हैं? इसके जगह वो बोल दे, उसके जगह ये बोल दे, चलेगा या नहीं चलेगा? अपनी हिंदी लैंग्वेज
नहीं,
पे सोच के बताओ.
शेर को देखा और मैंने देखा.
पढ़ते हुए हैं अपनी हिंदी पे, वो पढ़ते हुए हैं. हिंदी भाषा है आपकी, आप इस पे ऐसे ना जवाब दे, बस आप ऐसे जवाब दे. आपको फील क्या होता है दोनों में? दोनों एक ही लगते हैं या दोनों अलग लगते हैं आपको? ना, है ना? अच्छा चलो ठीक है, एवरीबॉडी अग्रीज. मैंने शेर को देखा, मैंने शेर को देखा है. दे आर बोथ डिफरेंट सेंटेंसेस. व्हाई? मैंने शेर को देखा है इंप्लाइज कि मुझे पता है शेर कैसा
कैसा है,
होता है, राइट?
या कैसा दिखता है.
मैंने शेर को देखा है, ठीक है. तो मैं ये नहीं बता रहा हूं ये कब हुआ. इस सेंटेंस से मैंने ये नहीं बताया ये कब हुआ, बस हुआ है. ओके, मैंने शेर को देखा. तो इट लुक्स लाइक एक कॉन्टेक्स्ट से इसको निकाल के लाया गया है, और उस कॉन्टेक्स्ट में क्या बात हो रही थी कि क्या हुआ, क्या हुआ. तो उससे मैंने निकाले, उस कॉन्टेक्स्ट से निकाले, मैंने शेर को देखा. इससे मैंने मजाक बनाया था, जो कि हेल्प भी था आपके लिए. फिर शेर ने मुझे देखा, मैंने कुछ नहीं कहा, शेर ने भी कुछ नहीं कहा, ठीक है. लेकिन तो ए सेंटेंस समटाइम्स, मैंने शेर को देखा, ये एक कॉन्टेक्स्ट से निकाल के लाया हुआ है. कोई बातचीत हो रही तो उसमें से एक सेंटेंस उठा लिया गया है. I'll tell you another example. I'll give you another example, okay? मैंने होमवर्क किया, मैंने होमवर्क किया, और सुनो, मैंने होमवर्क कर लिया है. मैंने होमवर्क किया, मैंने होमवर्क कर लिया है. Are they exactly the same or they're different? They give you different feelings? Okay, चलो. मैंने होमवर्क कर लिया है बोलने का मतलब है होमवर्क करना बाकी नहीं है. मतलब समझना, ओके? मैंने होमवर्क किया, इसका ये मतलब नहीं होता कि होमवर्क करना बाकी नहीं है. इसका ये मतलब नहीं. अगर मुझे मीनिंग देना है बच्चों, और बच्चों के साथ साथ बड़े वाले बच्चों, इफ आई वांट टू से कि मैं होमवर्क करना बाकी नहीं है, तो कौन सा सेंटेंस? मैंने होमवर्क किया कि मैंने होमवर्क कर लिया है? विच इज करेक्ट? मैसेज क्या देना है? होमवर्क करना बाकी नहीं है. और मैंने होमवर्क किया अगेन फील्स लाइक कि कोई बातचीत हो रही थी, उसमें से एक सेंटेंस उठा लिया है मैंने, कॉन्टेक्स्ट से उठा लिया है. क्या हुआ वाले कॉन्टेक्स्ट से. कौन वाले कॉन्टेक्स्ट से? क्या हुआ, ठीक है. तो यही जो आप एक कॉन्टेक्स्ट से उठा के ला रहे हो ना, वो है पास्ट सिंपल. कोई घटना हुई पास्ट में, उसमें बात हो रही थी उस बारे में, किसी पास्ट की घटना के बारे में बात हो रही थी, और आपने उसमें से एक सेंटेंस उठा लिया है कॉन्टेक्स्ट से, बाकी चीजों को छोड़ दिया है. मैंने होमवर्क किया. ऑलराइट, अभी मैं इसको कॉन्टेक्स्ट दे देता हूँ, ठीक है. कल रात मेरे सिर में थोड़ा दर्द था, तो मैंने होमवर्क किया और फिर मैं सो गया. देखा, आगे कॉन्टेक्स्ट पूरा दे दिया मैंने कॉन्टेक्स्ट. एवरीबॉडी, डू यू अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट आई एम टीचिंग यू? मैंने कहा मैंने होमवर्क किया और फिर मैं सो गया. चला, कोई पास्ट की घटना के बारे में जिक्र हो रहा था, उसमें एक चीज मैंने उठा ली, बाकी सब चीजें छोड़ दी थी, वही था मैंने होमवर्क किया. लेकिन अगर मुझे बताना है बाकी नहीं होमवर्क करना, तो मैंने होमवर्क कर लिया है. तो ये है प्रेजेंट परफेक्ट. पिछले बार भी मैंने शेर को देखा, मैंने शेर को देखा है, शेर को देखा है, प्रेजेंट परफेक्ट. इसका बताने का इरादा था कि मुझे पता है शेर कैसा होता है. तो दोस्तों, जब कोई पास्ट की बात कॉन्टेक्स्ट में से एक उठा के ले आए हो, वो पास्ट सिंपल रहेगा, ठीक है. वो पास्ट के कॉन्टेक्स्ट में से उठा हुआ है, आपको उसको कॉन्टेक्स्ट देना आना चाहिए ताकि आप उसको यूज कर सके. और ये जो होता है प्रेजेंट परफेक्ट, ये कुछ बताने के लिए आप यूज करते हैं. प्रेजेंट के बारे में। आप मेरे को बेवकूफ मत बनाओ, ये शेर नहीं है, मैंने शेर को देखा है। नहीं नहीं सर, मम्मी हम टीवी इसलिए देख रहे हैं कि हम होमवर्क
कर
कर
लिए हैं।
लिए, हम इसलिए टीवी देख रहे हैं। टीवी देख रहे हैं प्रेजेंट है ना, तो प्रेजेंट से रिलेटेड होना चाहिए कौन सा टेंस? प्रेजेंट
Past.
परफेक्ट। उसका कनेक्शन किस?
Present
नहीं,
perfect.
प्रेजेंट परफेक्ट, क्योंकि नाम में है क्या? प्रेजेंट, सो इट शुड बी रिलेटेड टू द प्रेजेंट परफेक्ट। प्रेजेंट, इट शुड बी रिलेटेड टू द प्रेजेंट। प्रेजेंट परफेक्ट शुड बी रिलेटेड टू, और पास्ट सिंपल, ऐसे नाम बता रहा है पास्ट, ये कोई पास्ट का कॉन्टेक्स्ट में से एक लाइन उठाया हुआ रहेगा। दिखने में एक जैसा लगते हैं, कुछ स्टूडेंट्स की हिंदी अच्छी नहीं होती तो दोनों में परेशान हो जाते हैं। देखने में एक जैसा लगता है ना, मैंने शेर को देखा, मैंने शेर को देखा है, लेकिन महसूस तो करो, दोनों अलग अलग बातें हैं। आप एक कॉन्टेक्स्ट में से बोले तो हम लोग छुप गए गन लेकर के मचान पे, इतने में कदमों की आवाज आई, सामने शेर था, मैंने शेर को देखा और ट्रिगर दबा दिया, और ट्रिगर देखो, ये सारी बातें थी, मैंने उसमें से एक लाइन उठा ली, कौन सी? मैंने शेर को देखा। तो यू शुड बी स्मार्ट इनफ टू अंडरस्टैंड कि ये जो पास्ट सिंपल का एक सेंटेंस आता है, ये कोई पास्ट की कॉन्टेक्स्ट से उठाया हुआ है एक सेंटेंस, बाकी उसके पहले बाद में कुछ पास्ट की बात है। और ये प्रेजेंट परफेक्ट में ऐसा कोई कॉन्टेक्स्ट नहीं है, ये कुछ बताने के लिए यूज किया जाता है, प्रेजेंट के बारे में कुछ बताने के लिए, पास्ट की घटना बताने के लिए नहीं, प्रेजेंट की कुछ बात बताने के लिए। भाई क्यों मेरा दिमाग खराब कर रहे हो? हमको देखने दो ना टीवी, होमवर्क कर लिए हैं हम, काहे माथा चाट रहे हो? होमवर्क कर लो, होमवर्क कर लो, हम होमवर्क कर लिए हैं, टीवी देखने दो ना यार। प्रेजेंट की बात के लिए है। तो एज द नेम सेज प्रेजेंट परफेक्ट, इसका कनेक्शन किससे होगा? प्रेजेंट से। और पास्ट सिंपल का
Present.
कनेक्शन किससे होगा? तो अब
Past.
कभी कंफ्यूज, मैंने अभी जो पढ़ाया है, आपने 17-18 साल में ऐसे नहीं पढ़ाया था आज तक। अभी जो कोशिश की, शुरुआत में ही मैंने ऐसे कोशिश कर दी, एंड इट जस्ट हैपेंड बिकॉज यू गाइस गिव मी दैट कॉन्फिडेंस। भैया आप लोग बहुत सिंसियर स्टूडेंट। तो मेरे साथ एक बड़ी खराबी है, वो टीचर जिन्होंने अपना बहुत सारा अच्छा कोर्स बना लिया है, बेच रहे हैं उसको 500 रुपए में, 1000 रुपए में, सब बड़ी इज्जत है अपनी जगह पे उनकी, लेकिन मुझे नहीं लगता ऐसे कोई पढ़ सकता है। एक्चुअली क्या होता है ना, स्टूडेंट्स अलग अलग होते हैं, तो टीचर को उसके हिसाब से एडजस्ट करना पड़ता है। एंड आई बिलीव गुड स्टूडेंट्स इंस्पायर द टीचर टू गिव देयर बेस्ट, एंड दैट्स व्हाई आई डिड दिस। अभी जो मैंने किया, मेरे पर्सनल ओपिनियन से अभी जो मैंने बताया आपको, बहुत अच्छी बात बता दी मेरे नजर में, और मैं चाहूंगा कि मैं इसको रिपीट कर पाऊं दूसरे क्लासेस में सेम, बट आई एम नॉट वेरी श्योर बिकॉज इट व्हाट हैपेंस समटाइम्स स्टूडेंट्स डू नॉट गिव मी दैट कॉन्फिडेंस, तो फिर मेरा चला जाता है। आई एम नॉट द सेम टीचर एवरी टाइम आई टीच, my performance, like a cricketer, sometimes I score a
Very.
century, sometimes or a zero. Yeah, I know. Yeah, it varies, it does, because I do not teach objectively. That's a problem with me. मेरे साथ नहीं हो पाता, हालांकि मैं कोशिश कर रहा हूँ इस चीज को डेवलप करने की, कि कोई फर्क नहीं पड़े, दीवार को भी वही चीज सिखा सकूं। लेकिन बताओ
Oh
मुझे,
my God.
आपके लेवल का ध्यान रखना मेरे लिए अच्छा है कि या खराब है, कि आपका लेवल क्या है, तो उसके हिसाब से मुझे सिखाने की आदत है, अकॉर्डिंग टू द लेवल ऑफ
Yeah.
माय स्टूडेंट्स, एंड आई नो दिस वुड हेल्प यू गाइस, दैट व्हाट आई डिड। Another thing, I was nervous about one thing, that some of the students here may not know the basics of the present perfect, that some other students know. Sabah, Rukaiya, Mukarram, you guys have studied the present perfect in the elementary. I know some of you might have forgotten, but I can remind you of what I taught. But you, dear Nikhil and Sarita, and maybe a couple of other students may not remember anything about, or may not have studied what you have to study in the elementary, right? So it's going to be a little tricky. तो मेरे को था कि ये बराबर नहीं जाने वाला है, तो क्या करूं, तो ये दे दिया सबके लिए बराबर करने के लिए थोड़ा सा लेवल। अब देखते हैं, लेट्स सी इफ वी कैन अंडरस्टैंड द प्रेजेंट परफेक्ट। ओके, इट्स अ वेरी कंफ्यूजिंग टेंस, क्योंकि लोगों को लगता है एक ही घटना है, ध्यान से देखना, वही शेर की बात हुई जो तुमने शेर को गोली मारी, ठीक है, वही एकमात्र टाइम तुमने शेर को देखा, लेकिन लाइफ में कभी तुमको किसने इस तरह की फोटो दिखाई, कहा है शेर वाला पागल हो गया, शेर देखे हैं, राइट? उसी घटना के बारे में आप बात करके बोल रहे हैं, लेकिन आपका कॉन्टेक्स्ट क्या है? यहाँ ये फोटो शेर नहीं है, ये फोटो शेर का नहीं है, ठीक है, ऐसे बताने के लिए हम शेर को देखे हैं। ओके, तो let's see, we can make some improvement here to your understanding of the present perfect and past simple. Okay, in the present perfect tense, which form of the verb do we need? Everybody? The third form of the verb, right?
V3.
V3, which is also called the past participle form. Okay, doesn't matter the name. What is the past participle of live?
Live.
What's the past participle of have?
Had.
What's the past participle of
Had.
be?
Been.
Sing. Sung.
Sang. Sung.
Na Mukarram. Sung. Sung is the
Sung,
past
yes, sir.
participle.
S-U-N-G, sung.
Yes. Yes. Sung. S-U-N-G. Go. Gone.
Gone.
Okay.
Gone.
Okay. Go पर ये gone पढ़ते हैं. Gone.
Gone.
Gone. Okay. Gone.
Gone.
Yeah. Go went.
Go, went, gone. Go, went, gone.
Eat.
That gone, sir.
Yeah.
These
Yeah.
days are
Exactly.
gone. Gone.
Gone. Eat. Eaten. No.
Eaten.
No. Where?
Known.
Worn.
Worn.
W-O-R-N. W-O-R-N. Where? Worn. W-O-R-N.
Worn.
Okay. Move.
Move.
Work.
Move.
Work. Write. Written.
Written.
So we all understand that some of them are regular and some of them are irregular. ED ones are called regular and the rest of them are called irregular. So live is regular, move is regular, work is regular, and everything else is irregular. Okay, regular, irregular, ED, regular. If you don't add ED, then you have to learn kya hoga bhai. So that they are irregular. So go is irregular because you have to learn go, went, gone, which you have already learned, which is good for me. Okay. Now, in the past simple, V2 forms are used. In the past simple, V2 forms are used, right? मैंने शेर को देखा, उसने मुझे देखा, right? फिर मैंने गोली चला दी. Then I pull the trigger. I pull the trigger. Okay. अभी ये लाइन मैंने बोला I pull the trigger. I fire the gun shot. अलग अलग जगह पे अलग अलग इंग्लिश करते हैं हम लोग. ठीक है. हिंदी में बोला गोली चला दी. ऐसे phrases को इंग्लिश करने में मेरी नानी, sorry, I want to be nice. Respect नानी. मुझे बड़ा मुश्किल होता था. I found it very difficult to translate these things when I was young because मेरे पढ़ाया ही ऐसे गया था. हिंदी से इंग्लिश. मुझे इंग्लिश नहीं पढ़ाया गया था बचपन में. ओके, हिंदी की इंग्लिश पढ़ाई गई थी. तो भाई सामने जैसे हिंदी आए तो फट से सोचने लगे गोली चलाना कैसे बोले. ठीक है. फायर बुलेट. मैंने अभी क्या बोल दिया? आई पुल द ट्रिगर. क्या इसका कुछ और मतलब हुआ? वेल सेम 100%. क्या गोली चला दी? मैंने गोली चला दी. आई पुल द ट्रिगर. तो ये चीज कैसे होता है याद रखना. समटाइम्स आई स्टिल हैव I will say the impact of my childhood. Sometimes I say things which are not very nice to say in English, but my childhood, I will say conditioning takes over, and I sometimes translate Hindi words into English, not realizing that that's not the best way to say that thing. I'm aware of how I should say it, but sometimes, like what is right, but you say the wrong thing. Okay, may not be the grammatical mistakes because उसमें problem कभी नहीं थी, but ये phrases की बात कर रहा हूँ कि हिंदी words को English में बोल देना. I still make those mistakes sometimes, and I feel why did I do it? But again, childhood, conditioning is hard to get rid of. Okay, still sometimes it happens. Okay, so. Try not to. I was today's example. Somebody said नौबत. अब मुझे नौबत की इंग्लिश करनी है. ये नौबत नहीं आएगी. Right. अब बोले तो और नौबत को तुम दूसरे तरह से भी यूज करोगे. right? तो क्या होता है ना, सिचुएशन को नौबत तो कोई नहीं सिखाता. Please tell me, have you ever studied situation means नौबत? So if you could say yes, ये नौबत नहीं आएगी, all right, and you were able to translate कि this situation will not come, ये क्यों हो पाया? Because you have spent so much time in English, तुमने फटाक से प्रेस ये कर लिया, क्या कर लिया उसको, प्रोसेस कर लिया कि यार this is the situation for the word situation, okay, the perfect context to use the word situation. But some people will think उनको पता है situation word, वो कहेंगे नौबत का क्या इंग्लिश करें?
That I thought that novel makes it is a situation, then I thought that this is my habit.
Okay. You often do that. I have told you many times that you translate Hindi into English because you have been taught that way. That's not anybody's fault. You did not choose to study that way. If there were two teachers, one to teach you English and another to teach you Hindi to English, and you chose that I want to study with this teacher, then it would be your fault. But I don't think you have a choice today. Parents don't have a choice, do they? They normally have one teacher at school. If he is a good teacher, he teaches them the right way. And if he's not a good teacher, he teaches them English, Hindi to English. 99% chances are in a town like Bihar, not only in Bihar, in a town like Bihar, we will get somebody who will teach you Hindi to English. And they'll keep saying the same thing as well. कि हिंदी का इंग्लिश नहीं करना चाहिए, हिंदी का, अरे करना नहीं चाहिए, करवा काय रहे हो फिर? जहां तक तुमको पता है वहां नहीं करना चाहिए, बाकी जहां तुमको नहीं पता हिंदी का इंग्लिश करवाए रह जा रहे हो. Let's just like we are doing it here, we have a theme. आपके पास भी स्कूल में किताबें होती हैं इंग्लिश की, होती कि नहीं? So just keep talking about them in English. Children will learn the word they need to learn in English.
The problem is that nobody teaches English in English. They teach directly Hindi to English or
English to Hindi.
Hindi to English. So this is
The worst thing. Yeah. Of course, if the student is struggling with a word and you need to help them, you try and tell them the Hindi word if there is a word in Hindi, right? Why not? लेकिन आपको पता होना चाहिए कि क्या ये word हिंदी में उसके लिए equivalent है या नहीं है. It's important. If as a teacher you are not aware, you are not sure, then of course your student will also struggle.
me also. I'm a student of Bihar board. So you know how teachers are.
Yes, exactly. I've always been a Bihar board student, yes, myself. So I know, yes. So guys, I'm very hopeful that this will be a success. In famous footsteps. In
I'm a student of Bihar board or I was a student of Bihar board.
have been, yeah. अभी यही तो पढ़ रहे हैं हम लोग. यही पढ़ने वाले हैं. Okay. Look at the photographs. How are the people related? How are the people related? Which pairs are connected with music? Which pairs are connected with wildlife? And which pairs are connected with charity work?
The first one is volunteer.
But the second one is connected charity work. And the third one is music.
Okay. All right. Take a look at this. Steve Irwin and Bindi Irwin. Who are they? How are they related? What do you think? How are they related?
They
No,
are
look at the
father and
picture.
daughter.
Okay, you guys have the book there. I have definitely changed the view, but it will take a little time. Yeah, yeah. It's slow a little.
Okay, you already there.
You did it. And you know, Google Cast is not working at its best there. Okay, take a look. And Steve Irwin and Bindi Irwin, guys. Tell me, how are they related to each other?
Both are
Father and daughter.
Why did you say like? Both are, and then say the word. Don't use like. Did I think I remember asking you to pay 5 rupees for every time you say like. 1 rupee only. Okay, 1 rupee. Okay. Fine, I'll start counting.
Yeah, now it's
The word like
one.
unnecessarily. 1 rupee already. My account has started open.
how you can't.
I
You
will
said-
try to take care, sir.
Please,
I will
Mukarram,
call.
everybody is invited to be my what? Here umpire or
Accountant.
what? In a somebody Accountant, maybe you guys can count every time he says like unnecessarily. All of them, because you use like so often, one person cannot keep track of it. You know. Okay.
Both are related to wildlife.
Yes, their careers they were related to wildlife, and how are they related to each other?
Maybe they are.
Their father and daughter.
Take a look at this here.
Steven.
This will give you an idea. This will give you an idea. What do you think? Steve, the date, the year, 1962, 2006, 1998. So Steve Irwin was Bindi's father, right?
Yeah,
Fine.
Bindi's father.
And now, and they are connected to.
Okay, one more thing.
They are connected to wildlife.
But we can say father of the
Yes, we can. 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 But that's too wordy, unnecessary. Okay, look at this. Princess Diana and Prince Harry. How are they related to each other?
They are related to charity work. And
No, they are connected with charity work, but
yeah,
how are they related to each
Mother,
other? How are they related to each other?
Prince,
Excuse,
Princess
Prince
Diana.
Harry
excuse
is
me.
the son of the Princess Diana.
Diana is mother of Prince Harry.
Yes, Princess Diana was Harry's mother, right, guys?
Harry's mother.
Princess Diana was
Harry's
yeah,
mother.
right. And John Lennon and Julian Lennon, how are they related to each other? Yeah, John Lennon,
Julian Lennon.
Okay,
Julian Lennon's.
how are they related to each other?
John Lennon was father of
Same
Julian.
father, son, sir.
He was Julian's father, right?
Yeah, he was Julian's father.
Okay, how old was John when Julian was born?
He was 23 years old. Sorry.
Old,
23
right?
years old.
Why he was a father at a very young age. John Lennon was a father at age 23. Shame on you,
Yes, but
Nikhil.
that time,
You don't take responsibilities, man. You are 26, 27, and you don't want to get married right now? Look at him. He was a father at 23. You're so slow. Yeah.
Yes, sir,
Okay.
in a very
Now,
far generation.
you know, yeah. That's the thing, you know. Childhood has been extended, you know. Nowadays, children have a longer childhood than ever before. Earlier, when they were 11, 12, they were expected to bring money home. Parents started expecting they would bring money. In middle, we didn't have middle class. We didn't have middle class. There were common people, and common people's children by age 11, 12, 13, they were supposed to go out and earn money. And today at 11, 12, 13, you don't expect your children to earn money. He's just a kid. So children are, I think, happier children today because they have longer childhood.
Longer childhood, but I don't think they are happy.
Look, if the parents are not attentive enough, if they are not spending enough time with them, that's a different thing. But in a way, it is definitely good that they have more time to figure out what they want to do. Otherwise, as a child at age 11, 12, 13, you started doing something. It means you are saying no to lots of future prospects, okay, for yourself. So I think today's children are in the best time. You know, it is the best time for children. Again, their parents could be the reason why they are not very happy, because the parents are not as free as parents in the past were. They didn't spend as much, they don't spend as much time with them while they're growing up. They are both busy, mommy and papa, with their work. You know, these are other factors.
Also just for a study.
Ah, I don't believe that. I don't believe that. No, 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 no. There is no pressure of studies. Only if you have substandard schools, substandard teachers, then because they can't do it, they will put the blame on you. That's a different story. But if you have good schools, good teachers, children are, best. It is the best time for children to grow up. Only if you have bad schooling, only if you have bad teachers.
I will get solution for
Think about it. I have some small young kids as my students, and when I teach them every topic that I touch, they say they have studied it, but their understanding is almost zero of that topic. They have studied those topics. Means the school has already taught them tense, voice, but their real understanding is almost zero. तो भैया काहे का पढ़ा है? मैं इतना हाथ पर मारता हूँ. When I'm teaching ना, I'm constantly observing कितना सीख पा रहा नहीं सीख पा रहा. भैया उन लोग नहीं कर पाते. I'm not putting the whole blame on teachers. The system is faulty. The system is corrupt because teachers have so much pressure. They have 50 students, 55 students to teach in 1 hour, 40 minutes. It's not easy. भैया मुझे उनसे क्या लेना देना? I have to teach them English. I never do that. No. Listen. I understand what you mean. देखो भाई, first, second, third doesn't matter. What matters is you know your subject. You know what you're doing. If not here, somewhere else. You don't have to, be first in the class, and it doesn't make any difference to your life. Everybody who is ranked 1 at middle school, at high school, is not highly successful in life. So why do that?
Yeah.
No. My father never did that to me. I don't do that to my child. No, I don't say that. If somebody gets higher marks than you, try and understand what they're doing. If they're doing anything better, then you learn from them. But that should not be your main goal. There is a but. My daughter told me the story of this Miss Bhardwaj, her classmate. I met that girl, nice girl, clever, intelligent, everything. But Aditi said that she didn't mind cheating sometimes, she didn't mind cramming because again, she had to stand first in the class. That was pressure on her. So sometimes because your goal is to stand first, so whatever takes you there, you don't mind. But if your goal is to appreciate the subject matter, grow up as a person, improve your personality, getting first should not be the goal. That is a very silly goal in life. Parents are silly. Parents are frustrated. They couldn't do it in their life. So they want their children to fulfill their dreams. Stop.
That's why I had not attended any government exam because I don't want to do government job. But not every parent is like my parents. Everybody is asked to get children
to get a government job. They don't have that security. You are saying this so easily, but the parents don't see that. They think if their son or their daughter don't get a government job, there is nothing else for them to do. This is how they see it. So they need to be told that there are other options. And actually, for some people, there isn't another option. In reality, there isn't another option. There isn't another option indeed. They are right that they have to pressurize their children to get a government job sometimes. Because when you come from let's say, a background where the father has a small job, what can he give you in his legacy? Nothing. You have to build it all by yourself. So easiest way is to get a government job. Otherwise, you have to start at a shop maybe. Nobody knows how far you will take your shop. You'll have to start very low. And that's what parents don't want you to do. That's why they want you to get a government job. And now see, today, the teachers who are getting jobs in private middle school, government job, their salary is 58,000 rupees. Yes, sir. 58,000 rupees, middle school teachers. Yes, BPSC, those people who have got this job. I am feeling such regret that I don't have this job. I didn't do anything to get this job. My wife is so angry with me. Why didn't you try? You could have given us a better future.
I also don't have
Yeah,
But sir,
she wants me to. Yes, Sarita.
it's still it, it is a still low. It is still lower, sir.
Lower
58,000 is
than,
still lower when we are
lower than.
when we are comparison from the central government teaching staff.
Oh yes, central government teachers, central government schools, central schools, Kendriya Vidyalaya. Those teachers get even better salaries, even higher.
Yes.
Yeah, true. My Didi and my Jijaji cousin, okay, they're both central school teachers. Ah, they make so much money. Their two
So still
daughters are
less,
doing
sir.
great.
I also want to become a teacher.
Go ahead, start doing B.Ed. You know, within 2-3 years, you will have a job, government job. B.Ed, yes. B.Ed is necessary for to be a teacher.
But I have to attend the classes, right?
No, who says? There are so many colleges that will give you a certificate, just you pay the fee. Okay.
I can pay the fee.
Yeah. You need to talk, get in touch with those colleges who will not pressurize you to do the classes.
Then government will give you a
They-
job and you are.
Government job you're not doing. You're not doing a government job. You can hide that fact.
But I am getting the salary now. So my
And you're paying. Oh, yeah. Then this can be kind of dug out. Yes, they can dig this secret of your life. Yes, if you try to hide it.
Because I
Yeah.
so everywhere they have.
Definitely. Okay, guys, as you know, do we want a class tomorrow? You guys tell me.
Nowadays, I don't want class at all.
You don't want the class, so the class is off
What?
anyways.
Why,
No.
sir?
No. Tomorrow we will have the class. Actually,
No, you told tomorrow.
tomorrow we'll have the class. Tomorrow we'll have the class because there is no reason to close the class tomorrow. What do you think, Aman? Tomorrow is only dal kaddu. Tomorrow is only dal kaddu. हाँ
Okay.
खाना तो खाना है ना भाई खाना तो वही है. So tomorrow we have dal kaddu. So the class is
No,
on.
hello.
We'll see. Yeah, after tomorrow we'll see.
You can announce now.
Yes, sir.
Lohanda day, of course, you have to close Tuesday. But tomorrow we'll have to meet now. Tomorrow we are meeting, okay? Because I want to teach you this, what I've started. Okay?
Yes, sir.
So let's meet tomorrow, everybody. Let's meet, okay? सबाजी आज भी
I
आपने
hope
वही
so,
किया.
sir.
मैंने आपको प्रोवोक किया कुछ बोलने के लिए और आप चुप हो गई.
Say something, maybe. Later, yeah.
I don't know.
No, sir.
क्या सबाजी आप चुप हो गई. I tried to provoke you कि कुछ तो बोलो आप. But you didn't say anything.
It's
Sir, I listen you. I am listening you.
But
I
my
was.
question was, my point was, अकबर ने अपने लोगों को बोल दिया नवरत्न. उसमें हम लोग का क्या इंटरेस्ट जाग गया. उसने अपनी
सर
पढ़ाई करवा ली.
क्वेश्चन क्या था कि आपको कौन सा पीरियड इंटरेस्टिंग लगता है, तो वो जो स्टोरी बचपन से सुने हैं वो आपके सवाल का जवाब मैंने दिया था. उसमें
आप
पीछे
बड़ी
कोई
हो
सेंस
गई
था,
हैं
लॉजिक नहीं था
सबाजी.
सर.
सबाजी सच सुनिए आप बड़ी हो गई हैं. जो बचपन में सुना उससे मत घिन
यस
करो.
सर.
बचपन में हमने भी
बड़े
सुना
हो
था
गए हैं,
नवरत्न
बूढ़े
और
हो
बड़ी
गए हैं आप.
खास खास का बातें. ऐसी बात वैसी बात नवरत्न ये वो. Of course, but then we grow up and we start looking at things. कैसा नवरत्न. कौन बोला कि वो नवरत्न थे. तो अकबर himself said that. अगर कोई और if other people had said some, जैसे कि महात्मा गांधी, by the way, who called him Mahatma? Do you know anybody who called him Mahatma?
Oh,
अरे
I don't
रविन्द्रनाथ
know.
टैगोर ने कहा था ना उनको.
रविन्द्रनाथ टैगोर.
यार मेरी हिस्ट्री अच्छी है तुम लोग के सामने यार. माय जनरल नॉलेज इज सो गुड यार. ओके सो
Because you are a teacher.
कॉल्ड हिम महात्मा. तो
Mahatma.
क्रिटिसाइज करने वाले मैं बहुत एंगल से देखता हूँ चीजों को. तो ये तो अच्छी बात हो गई. कुछ लोग कहेंगे ना रविन्द्रनाथ टैगोर हिमसेल्फ वाज एन एजेंट ऑफ द ब्रिटिश. ही हिमसेल्फ वाज एन एजेंट ऑफ द ब्रिटिश. पता है आपको ये एक्यूजेशन है उनपे. ओके
No.
हु रोट जनगण मन. हु रोट जनगण मन. तो किसके लिए लिखा था उन्होंने.
Rabindranath Tagore.
किसके लिए लिखा था पता है
Is it
आपको.
for
दिस
us?
जनगण मन वाज नॉट फॉर इंडिया. He wrote it for somebody who was coming to India and a representative of the Queen. I don't remember the name. I'm not that good, okay? Otherwise, I would do lectures on YouTube, guys. Okay. So he did it for somebody who came to represent the Queen, the throne. So to welcome him, he wrote this. Jan Gan Man Adhinayak Jai He.
Adhinayak Jai.
Bharat Bhag Vidhata. He's calling them Bharat Bhag Vidhata. कितना सही था तो फिर हमने उसको एक्सेप्ट कर लिया अब हम ही लोग हैं भारत भाग विधाता ओके नो इंग्लैंड इज भारत भाग विधाता भारत
So
के
actually
भाग्य
we,
विधाता यस
sir, actually
सरिता
we accept only few lines from the main Jan Gan Man poem. We are not singing the whole poem. That's why we don't
राइट
know for which
you guys
which it is
you guys can
noted.
google Jan Gana Mana the history of Jan Gana Man okay and then you will know आपको पता था इस बारे में कुछ नहीं ना मुझे भी नहीं पता था आपकी उम्र में कोई बात ही नहीं करता ना ये सब यू ओनली गेट टू नो ऑल दीज थिंग्स जब आप इस ऐसे फील्ड में जाओगे जहां बहुत डिस्कशंस आर्ग्यूमेंट होते हैं देन यू विल गेट टू नो ऑल दीज थिंग्स पता नहीं स्कूल में क्या पढ़ाते हैं वो कुछ बताते ही नहीं सच्चाई they just teach you things which you will never use in a way cos theta sin theta I'll see you guys tomorrow okay
That's
we are going to
that's
talk
why
about the
school are famous nowadays. Sir.
Bye,
yeah
sir.
bye everybody take care bye bye
Bye, sir.
night
Take care too,
Bye,
sir. Take
sir.
care.
Bye, sir.
Bye. You said something Raki did you say something Raki
No, sir. I said bye.
bye bye